Hello everyone. Today we'll be taking up sum or difference of the ratios. In fact, it's the sum or difference of the sine and cosine functions. To know this derivative, we'll have to depend upon the previous identity, that is the sum ratios for sum of the angles. So, I'll explain through one, that is sine A plus B is nothing but sin A cos B plus cos A sin B. Now, sin A minus B is sin A cos B minus cos A sin B. This we discussed in the last class. Now, to get this sin C plus sin D, we need to add these two expressions. So, before we add the expression, we will take A plus B as C, that is what is mentioned here, and A minus B as D. So, the left hand side of this expression will be read as sin C plus sin D. Now, what you have on the right hand side is the addition of these four terms, which has one common term, that is opposite with opposite sign, they get cancelled. What is left is 2 sin A cos B. So, now this A and B of the right hand side need to be converted to C and D. So, that C and D is in terms of, see, when these two are added, we get 2A, that C plus D is equal to 2A, therefore, A is equal to C plus D upon 2. The two are subtracted, these two expressions are subtracted, we get 2B is equal to C minus D, so B is equal to C minus D upon 2. So, we have the right side as 2 times sine of C plus D upon 2 cos C minus D upon 2. Now, what we have in sin C minus sin D? The same above expression, these two expressions to be subtracted. So, when this is subtracted, the opposite sign term gets added up, the same sign term gets cancelled. So, we are left with 2 sin B cos A. So, it is sine of C minus D on 2 cos of C plus D on 2. Likewise, for cos C plus cos D, cos C plus cos D, cos A plus B is cos A cos B, cos A cos B minus sin A sin B, it is sin A sin B, and cos A minus B is cos A cos B, cos A cos B, please refer to the identity that you have written in your notebook, plus sin A sin B. Now, to add these two, when you add the two, cos C plus cos D, we get the left hand side, and on the right hand side we find that the opposite sign term gets cancelled up and we are left with 2 cos A cos B, which is nothing but C plus D upon 2 cos C plus D upon 2 cos C minus D upon 2. On subtraction, we find that the same sign gets cancelled, that is cos A cos B gets cancelled, and minus sin A sin B minus of sin A sin B, it is minus of 2 sin A sin B, which is sin C plus D on 2 sin C minus D on 2. Now, to learn this, we need to practice certain questions. One more thing you must have observed, that is, here the sum or difference of the ratios that we have on the left side gets converted to the product. So, this is also, this identity is also known as sum or difference to product form. This is to product form, that is factorization. So, when you take it into the product form, we have 3 factors. Each of this except for the last has 3, the last has 4 factors, that is a sign is also attached, the rest all the 3 are positive. So, when the two ratios are added or subtracted, there are 3 factors on the right hand side. The 3 factors are 2 is common, 2 is there for every expression, and then it is a sine or cos combination with the angles attached as half the sum, half the difference. So, if it is between sine, that is sum or difference between sine, we have both the ratios associated to it, that is sine and cos is there with half the sum, half the difference. Now which sign will be associated with which ratio? It's very clear. You read the left hand side that the sign that we have on the left hand side is associated with the sign ratio. So if this is plus, the right side is sign of C plus D on 2. So obviously the alternate sign, that is C minus D, is associated with cosine function. Likewise here left hand side it's sin C minus sin D. So sin C minus, so the minus sign is associated with the sine ratio. So the angle associated with sine is C minus D on 2. Hence C plus D upon 2 will be associated with the cosine function. Now when you have the sum or difference of cosine function, we have this in terms of either only one ratios, that is with the sum of cosine function it is cos and cos, difference of cos ratios it's sine and sine, and the angles are half the sum half the difference. So with the practice of few questions you might be able to remember the formula. So that's what I have taken up. I have taken few examples. I will be explaining these examples to make you understand the formula. To start with the first one, sine of 75 degree plus sine of 15 degree. The moment you see this angle 75 and 15 degree, you might be tempted to take up the previous formula, because we have already evaluated the value or got the value of sine 75. We took it as a combination of 45 plus 30 degree. So then we will apply here, in that case we will be applying sine of A plus B. So instead of going for this formula, we directly apply the formula that we have derived just now, and that formula says it is sine of A plus sine of C plus D, sine C plus sine D. So sine C plus sine D, I am reading this expression in terms of the formula that we have written here, that is 2 times sine of C plus D, C plus D upon 2, and the next factor is cosine. So it is 7C minus D. So read the expression in terms of the formula, but when you write it in terms of the value it is associated with. Now the values of these expressions are known to us. This comes out to be 90 upon 2, that is 45, 60 upon 2, that is 30. So we are aware of this value, so we will put it and see we get the answer to this in just 1 or 2 lines. Likewise the next question. Now if you read the expression as cos A plus B minus cos A minus B, then you might be taking this expression in terms of cos A plus B, which we have discussed in the previous class. So avoid, you take up the formula corresponding to what we have discussed now, that is it is in terms of, that is we will read this whole thing as an angle. Instead of reading it as A plus B, we will read it as one angle, it is summed up. So that can be read as C, and then likewise this instead of A minus B will be reading as D. So this expression reduces to the form cos C minus cos D, which says that the formula associated with it is, if you see this, it is nothing but minus 2 sine C plus D on 2, I have written it as multiple of half. Sine C minus D on 2 again is written as half. So this calculation, the simplification of this expression is nothing but x gets cancelled, 3 pi on 4 and 3 pi on 4 adds up as 2 times 3 pi on 4, which cancels this 2. So it is nothing but sine 3 pi on 4. Now here 3 pi on 4 gets cancelled and you have 2x, which is divided by 2, so we have it as x. Now here this expression, in this expression we find that we can get the value of sine 3 pi on 4, because this angle is known to us. We have already derived the ratio for this angle, and for that what we do is we rewrite it in terms of acute angle. So 3 pi on 4 is pi minus pi on 4, which is sine pi minus theta. Pi does not change the ratio. Pi minus pi on 4 in the second quadrant. So this remains as sine function with a positive sign. So the sign that we have got it through the formula it's carried on, and we have this as sine pi on 4 x, sine x. Sine pi on 4's value is 1 upon root 2, which cancels this 2 and makes it 2 root 2 sine x. So this is how we are supposed to evaluate the questions. Now if you see the next expression, we have it as, the next expression is to prove. To prove, the expression says sine of, I am again reading the question that we have in terms of the formula that I have to apply. So I will read it as sine of C plus sine of D. So it is very clear that how it should be associated, to which formula it should be associated. So this is the numerator part of it is associated to the first form. So that makes it 2 times sine of C plus D, that is 5 theta plus 3 theta upon 2, cos of C minus D on 2, that is 5 theta minus 3 theta upon 2. Likewise the denominator part is associated to cos C plus cos D. So on applying the formula we get this, and then what we see is these two factors of the numerator denominator, they get cancelled. Even this gets cancelled. What is left is sine of 4 theta upon cos of 4 theta, which will be the right side. Likewise the next question, it is cos alpha plus cos beta whole square plus sine alpha plus sine beta whole square, that is equal to 4 times of an expression. Now how should we read this expression? The way you will read it, that way it will make it easier for you to identify the formula that is to be taken up for it. So if this is read as a plus b, then we will have to go for the expansion of it, a plus b whole square, which gives you a square plus b square plus 2ab. Likewise this also can be read as c plus d whole square, which gives us c square plus d square plus 2ac cd. Now this says that it is further added up, that means we need to go in for further one more expression, it is to be added. Now here what happens is the cos square alpha plus sin square alpha, they gets added up and you get the answer as 1. Cos square beta plus sin square beta on adding gives you 1. So that 1 and 1 makes it 2. So this whole expression has the value 2, and this is 2 say cos b, this is 2 sin a sin b, this has 2 common, so it makes it as cos a minus b. So that means it is getting lengthier. So you apply a formula where we can easily apply a easier method to reduce this expression to the right hand side. Now the formula that we have to apply is, if you read this in terms of this, you will find that you get it as 2 cos of c plus d on 2 cos c minus d on 2. So likewise this will be again 2 sin c plus d on 2 cos c minus d on 2. It's square of the expression, that's okay, fine. But we find that there is something common. The common factors are this and the 2 that we have. So that when you taken out of the bracket will come out to be 4 cos square alpha minus beta on 2. And what is left is this expression, which again reduces to 1. So that's what is left, that is the right hand side. So this is what we see, that if you apply the proper property, you will be able to derive the answer easily. The next question again, it is cos of c plus cos d. So cos c plus cos d, 2 times cos of half of sum of the angle, cos of half of difference of the angle. Sum of the angles makes it 2 pi plus pi on 3 makes it pi to 3 pi on 3, that is pi, and this alpha and alpha adds it as 2 alpha. So this is nothing but pi on 2 plus alpha, and here 2 pi on 3 minus pi on 3 is a pi on 3. So this 2 is pi on 6, alpha minus alpha gets cancelled. So what is left is the right hand side. So this is what we find. We can easily reduce it to a better form if we apply the proper property. Now, in this question, we have this as tan of a plus b minus tan of a minus b. Now, here I read it as tan of a plus b minus tan of a minus b because we did not take up the form tan a plus tan. Here we did not take up tan a plus tan b or tan a minus tan b. We will be confining ourselves with only these two ratios now, because the rest we can derive it making use of this. So, that was the reason why we did not take up that. Now, then to take up this further, we will have to rewrite this. Now, tan of pi on 4 plus theta, in the previous class I have already explained that this reduces to 1 plus tan theta upon 1 minus tan theta. Now, how do we get this? When you expand this tan a plus tan b, we get tan pi on 4 plus it's tan pi on 4 plus tan theta upon 1 minus tan pi on 4 tan theta. Now, tan pi on 4 has the value 1, so we get that as 1 plus tan theta, that is tan theta upon 1 minus tan theta. Likewise, tan pi on 4 minus theta comes out to be 1 minus tan theta upon 1 plus tan theta, which says that this is simplified further only with the help of the algebra, that is we need to add the two expressions with the help of by taking the LCM. So, when you simplify it, the denominator becomes 1 minus tan square theta, the numerator this two quantity gets multiplied, it is a square we have. So, we have 1 plus tan theta whole square, this is 1 minus tan theta whole square, expansion. So, 1 and 1 gets cancelled, tan square theta gets cancelled, 2 tan theta from here minus 2 tan theta makes it plus, so that makes it 4 tan theta, and the denominator part is 1 minus tan square theta. Now, 2 times of, we will split it as 2 times of 2 tan theta upon 1 minus tan square theta. Now, here we find that there is an identity which will be followed by this class, we will be taking up that. So, that identity will help you to get this formula, that is this is nothing but 2 tan theta tan 2 theta, because tan theta, that is what I have written, you can also mention it so that you remember this. This will be taken up in the next class. Now, the next question is again a ratio form. So, how should this be read as? It should be read as sin C plus sin D. This is cos C plus cos D. Applying the formula, it is 2 sin half the sum cos half the difference. Denominator again 2 cos half the sum, both the ratios are cosine. And again we find that this quantity gets cancelled because they are same quantity, and here 4a minus 2a is 2a, minus 2b plus 4b is 2b. So, there is a 2 common that divides this 2 and you get it as a plus b. Denominator factor also is cos of a plus b. So, that gives us the right hand side. Now, the next question we find that there are 3 terms. We had the sum of 2 ratios. Now, here there are 3 terms that says that we need to combine 2 at a time. Now, it is better we take up a combination where we find that the 2 combines to give a part of the leftover expression or the third expression. As here we have 4x and 2x. The angles that is associated is sum of 4x and 2x, half of the sum and half of the difference. So, one of the quantity resembles this value. So, it is the combination that we need to take up rather than taking up any combination. So, we need to analyze, again I am saying we need to analyze the question before we go in for any combination. So, the combination of cos 4x plus cos 2x gives us 2 cos 3x cos x. This is left cos 3x plus, and similarly the denominator part, a same combination will give us 2 sin 3x cos x and sin 3x is left. So, we find that there is a cos 3x factor which is common in the numerator and sin 3x factor is a common in the denominator. So, when this comes out, we have what is left is the right hand side, that is this gets cancelled, and what will be left is cot of 3x, that's what we have on the right hand side, we get the same quantity. Exactly the same thing will be following for the next question also. In the next question, when you see that question, you will find that there is something in the first and the third term. The angles represented are conjugate of each other. So, we prefer to take up these two combination. So, the combination of this will give us this expression. Combination of these two in the denominator gives us sine of b minus c plus b plus c upon 2 cos of b minus c minus b minus c upon 2. So, which simplifies? There is a simplification here. It simplifies to 2 sine A cos C. It is actually minus C, cos of minus C. It is minus 2c upon 2, but cos of minus C is cos C. So, I have preferred, that is the reason why I have changed the representation here. I made it little bigger to make you understand that there is a difference here. You will have to show it through minus C plus the 2 sine A. Likewise, in the denominator also same factor. So, you have something common, there is some factor common in the numerator. The factor common in the numerator is 2 sine A with cos C plus 1, 2 sine B of the denominator with cos C plus 1. So, the leftover factor after cancellation is the right hand side. Same question, same type of question with the little lengthier expression. Here the next question we have combination of 4 expression. So, we need to identify which two to be combined to take up the combination. So, it is better that we take up a combination of x and 7x, because this gives us 4 and 3, x plus 7x upon 2 4x, x minus 7x upon 2 is minus 3x. A combination you will get same one of the factor here also, 3x plus 5x upon 2 4x is there in the first two combination. So, that means we will pair it up, we will go for this pair and these two pairs. So, that we get some common factors, and the common factors on cancellations